Going to be taking a look at GLBS, currently traded at $2.78. First time taking a look at this stock. Going to have a little bit of a resistance level up here. It's going to be closer to about the $3 mark. We'll go ahead and put a $3 mark on this one. The low right there, where is that? Okay, the $3.05. Okay, so $3.05 looks like it's going to be about that that mark there for the resistance level right there. But once it got to there, it tapped it twice and unfortunately fell through on the 13th. And now you guys are down there hitting the low of 261, that we can probably bring that support up to that as well, right there around that 250 area. It just seems, I mean, this is going to be pretty obvious for anybody that's familiar with charts. This every single time that it moves, it just gets beat down with selling. Again, 2-day move here, and it just went down there for about a week or two. Okay, popped right here, tons of gaps here. Ended up just pulling down, another pop, pulling down, just like it pops and just keeps going down right now. That's what we're gonna be looking for all the people that are watching this stock and would like to see it turn bullish again. My personal opinion is going to be around that 442 mark currently. Again, as I always say, that these moving averages do move. But right now, it's going to be at that $4.42 to really turn this one bullish again. That's a long way from where you're at right now. Honestly, that's a long way, and I'm sure you can say that as well. You're going to have support around the 258 area, and then following up around the $2 area. $3.05 is going to be that resistance that we're going to be watching for the first line, and then 332 and 398. Right there around that area. So whenever Joe's ready, I will hand this off to him. But right now, I will type in what I think.
All right. So their latest press release was on April 11th, 2017. It was Globus Maritime announces filing of its 2016 annual report on Form 20F. So I went over and pulled up the Form 20F. I just haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to scroll down. The other thing right after that was on April 11th. Then there's an F3. There's an F3 over here, and that's more or less like regarding somebody being able to sell shares. So I'll just go over that real quick too. It says the selling shareholders listed hereon, or any their pledges, donees, transfers, or successories in interest may sell in one or more offerings pursuant to this prospectus up to 36,380,017 of our common shares, 4 million of which are issued and outstanding on the date hereof, and 32,380,017 of which are usable upon the exercise of warrants, which, if all exercised, would result in the proceeds of the company of approximately 51.8 million. That's there, right there. So pretty long to it. So I don't know. It's more or less in regards to a loan agreement. There's a lot to take in with this one, David. They're on the NASDAQ and everything else. So, and then they're a foreign entity. You know what I mean? They're out in Athens, Greece. So I'm just trying to see what their revenues are. These things are pretty extensive. Man. So they got vessels too. So they're like that other company that we always love. I love the hate now. Oh, I'm on page 31 already, man. This thing's huge. All right, so on page 37, they're talking about that's basically where you get up to date with where they're at right now. like on February 8th, 2017, we entered into a share and warrant purchase agreement pursuant to which we sold for $5 million, an aggregate of $5 million of our common shares, our value of 0.004 per share, and warrants to purchase 25 million of our common shares at a price of $1.60 per share. What's it traded at right now? Oof. I'm just freaking looking for their earnings. I'm on page 44 now.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, waiting for it. Yeah, watch. You know what happens is as soon as I say screw it, because I'm on page 49, 50, page 50 now. I just say screw it, and then all of a sudden I find it right after.
Wait for the. This is something you're gonna have to look more into.
It was kind of it.
No, somebody just said over here on YouTube, it's like dries. I think that's what Joe was thinking.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking. Dries. I mean, because they go into their voyage expenses. This thing's thorough, very thorough. All right, so it says revenue decreased by 13.7 million, or 52%, to 12.7 million in 2015.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Where are you reading this at?
Oh, that's on page 66. So I had to scroll down to page 66 to find the information.
Which filing?
So
the F3?
Yeah, no, it's the 20.
Okay, and
it's the 20F.
And what page you said?
Page 66.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll take a little time to load on this one.
No, I see. That's a big one.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just went. All right, so anyways, the revenues decreased by 13.7 million, or 52%, to 12.7 million in 2015, compared to 26.4 million in 2014, due to the unfavorable average shipping rates achieved by our vessels during 2015 compared to 2014. Where's the 16 though? You kidding me? I just went all through that, and it's not even at 16. You bastard. Vessel increase. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, this thing's pissing me off, man. It's so like all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah, the one thing that right there, the share agreement on February 8th, man. $1.60. It kind of doesn't do any good for a company. Reading a, Yeah, so I scrolled down, and on that page right there was more or less from 2014 and 15, and it's still going. See, David, these are the kind that you'd have to literally sit there and, like say,
Wow.
like the analysts, they'll sit there and go through this thing for like, a couple days, because you got to sit there and go through everything. And this thing right here is extensive. So now I'm on page 75. And that's just like scrolling down, not even looking into like anything. Maritime beneficial. All right, so as of December 31st, 2016, 15, and 14, the amounts drawn and outstanding with respect to the facility were 17.4 million, 14.6, and 7.5 million, respectively. As of December 31st, 2016 and 15, there was an amount of 2.6 and 5.4 million available to be drawn under the Ferment Credit Facility. That's that in connection with the February 2017 private placement. On February 8th, 2017, Ferment released an amount equal to 16,885,000 but left an equal amount of 1.68. Outstanding continue. Yeah, this is the kind you gotta dot your I's on, man. I'm sorry, David. Now I'm on page 80 and it's still going. All right, so in March 2017, the company reached an agreement in principle with HSH Nordbank HG to amend HSA loan agreement, which remained subject to definite documentation, including amendments to relax and waive certain covenants of the original loan agreement until April 15, 2018. The company will pay in September 2017 $1 million for repayment of debt and the 4 scheduled principal installments due within 2017, each accounting. All right, so that's like 600.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap real quick.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what to say. I'm on this. You know what? There's 150 pages. This one right here. Screw this shit. Let's keep going, man. I don't know what to say.
All right, guys.
I can't even
do more research. You can do all this. You can read. How many pages was this, Joe?
I don't know. There's going to be 140 pages, and it's like all I'm looking for is their current earnings. I mean, sure, I can pull up this simple thing right here. It's in millions. So the income for the year for 2016 it was like 9 million. I think it's a loss of 9,825,000. But I mean, I was looking for the true bread and butter of it, but it doesn't seem to find it. Yeah,
here,
yeah, it's 100. It's got to be at least 160 pages. I mean, I made it to like 80 looking for what I was looking for, but I mean, right there, if you go up and you could see like there's certain numbers, like in 2015 they had a loss of 32,396,000, and then for 2016 they had a loss of 9,825,000. Or is it in thousands though? Yep.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead again, guys. If you would like to do more research on this one, you can do that over here on investorshangout.com to follow up with what Joe is doing with the recent news, filings, and financials, time and sales. Go through all of the recent trades on this stock. Again, with the chart, this is what I'm going to be looking for. I said 278 watch. Selling needs a slow here. Resistance at 305, 332, 398, 442. Support at 261, 250, and $2. Right now, that is, again, I mean, 275, you're going to have a little bit of support there as well. We're going to be watching for that level. But again, I would do your research. GLBS, if you follow this one, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I know that was pretty long, but we really didn't get to the bottom of it. You're going to have to definitely, if you're interested in this company, like Joe would say, definitely encourage you guys to do more research. Again, all available at investorshangout.com, completely free. We're going to continue on. If you follow this one, subscribe. And again, join us on our next live show, investorshangout.com/live.